Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. What a classic game week we have this weekend. Roma Inter on Saturday and Milan against Napoli on Sunday. Classic games. We're obviously going to focus on the first one, being a Roma fan channel, and I can't wait for it. I'm a bit scared because Inter are amazing. Inter have developed into, after they lost that Champions League final against Man City, they have developed into not just a powerful, strong team, but also a very, very, very smart side with some very smart signings, with some very smart developments into some players which they turned out to be absolute beasts. I'm looking first of all at Lautaro Martinez, the way he came to this league from Argentina 3 years ago and now is probably one of the best strikers in the world. The evolution of Di Marco being a Parma player. They are a superpower of the Italian league, but they're not considered. And in my opinion, they do their things very well, smart moves, and that's why I think Inter are gonna win the league this season. That's why they are the best team in this league. That's why they could be contenders to potentially lift that Champions League. I don't see many better teams than Inter at time of speaking, and it's definitely not the best way to face them because they're so confident. They just won their biggest game of the season, title contender game against Juventus. Their confidence is going to be over the moon. But it is also a great game for us to be playing against them because we also have the confidence back with what De Rossi is doing, with the players being revitalized, and with the big shock of Mourinho's sack. I think at the same time, I do agree that it's not the perfect time to face them, but I also think it is the perfect time to face them, to take the chance and take the gamble. And we're going to discuss this today. Predicted 11, obviously. I do want to say a lot of things about Inter. Such a classic game. Again, I cannot wait for it on Saturday. And all of that. But first, you know what? I'm going to start doing a new thing in these videos. I'm going to start setting like targets. I want 70 likes for this one. Normal. I know you can do it. You're a strong-ass army. Do it. Get 70 likes. It's a classic game. I think it deserves it. It's a game which deserves 70 likes or more. So yeah, that's I'm gonna start doing this to test you all a bit, to test you all a bit. Right. I don't want to waste time because this is such a big game. We just cannot waste time for this one. Where do we start? I think we should start with them. Speaking about what is the best team in Italy, and I'd consider them top 3 teams in Europe. I think they are fighting with the likes of Man City and Bayern Munich and Real Madrid to lift that Champions League trophy at the end of the season. And I would actually argue that right now, the 8th of February, Inter are probably playing better than both Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. The only team which I see beating Inter right now is Manchester City. I think Inter is going to win against Atletico Madrid in their Champions League round. I think it's going to be a very equal game, very tough game. Champions League is very unpredictable. But Inter are going to take their chances because they know that they can take their chances. So yeah, I mean, you look at the players, you look at the rotations and the squad depth, and you're like, wow, what a team they have built. Starting team, they've got the likes of Di Marco, Lautaro Martinez up front, Marcus Thuram, what a signing that was. Moving on to Çalhanoğlu in the middle with Barella next to him, one of the most solid, if not the most solid, midfield duo in the league. To Bastoni, Acerbi, Pavard. I mean, Sommer in goal. This team, you look at this team and you really do ask yourself, how do we beat them? How do we beat them? They are beating everybody. Every single Serie A side is lost to them, apart from Sassuolo at the start of the season. I still don't know how they did it, but everyone is lost against them because they're just too good. And that is just that their starting lineup, my friends. On the bench, they've got the likes of Mkhitaryan, who does start games but also does stay on the bench for quite a few. Frattesi, Dumfries, Carlos Augusto, Arnautovic, Alexis Sanchez, Aslani, De Vrij. I mean, this team is unbelievable. The amount of variety that they have is incredible. I think target players are obviously Lautaro and Thuram. Their chemistry looks amazing. They're scoring goals for fun, especially Lautaro. But Thuram is an assist man for fun. He's providing assists over assists. And then I'd actually think that the third biggest threat in their side is Di Marco. I am in love with that player. I think Di Marco is, unpopular opinion, I know a lot of people won't agree with this, but I think Di Marco is better than Theo Hernandez. I think Di Marco is more consistent than Theo Hernandez. I would also say that Di Marco plays for a better side than Theo Hernandez. But if I had to pick one of the two for Roma, I'd go with Di Marco. I think his accuracy is immaculate. I think the way he's always getting contributions, if it's a goal or an assist, and every time he scores a goal, it's a wonder goal. It's just, he's a very incredible player. And then they've got the thing with Inter, as well as their incredible attack, is that they've got a very solid defense. Acerbi, Pavard and Bastoni and Sommer in goal, a very good goalkeeper. It's a very hard team to win against, and it's a very hard team to score against. I would be very surprised if we were to win this game. I won't be surprised if we lose this game, because at the end of the day, everybody loses with Inter. This is not an excuse for us to go, oh, well, they're starting the game with a mentality going, well, they're better than us. There's nothing I can do. No, that's wrong. I want to take my chances. I've said this yesterday. I want to play my game. What I'm trying to say is if we then lose, but pull out a fight, I've got nothing to say, because everybody is lost against them. And I won't be surprised if we lose against them. But I want to take my chances. I want the players to believe in trying to get a positive result. And I want to see the same fighting spirit, the same admiration, the same willingness as these previous games. I want to see that. If then we pull up the fight and end up losing, I've got nothing to say, because Inter are amazing and they are better than us. And that's the reason why they're 90% going to win the league title, unless they collapse and Juventus win it. The one thing which gives me a little bit of hope is this. The one thing which gives me a little bit of hope is the fact that Inter on Tuesday have Atletico Madrid. Now, the way I see this is the fact that they've got Atletico Madrid on Tuesday and the fact that they won against Juventus on Sunday means that they have a 4-point gap with a game in hand. Let me quickly confirm this because I don't want to... Yeah, they've got a 4-point gap with Juventus with a game in hand at home against Atalanta. So they could virtually, after 23 game weeks, be 7 points in advance in compared to Juventus. That, for a team like Inter, means winning the league title. And the fact that they won against Juventus, and now they can refrain a bit in the league and preserve some energies for the Champions League, gives me a little bit of hope. In a sense that I don't expect Inter and Inzaghi to pull the best lineup. I don't. I actually won't be surprised if Di Marco rests this game and Carlos Augusto comes in. Or Thuram rests this game and Alexis Sanchez starts. Because they can allow themselves a little refreshment, because they've been so consistent throughout the entire league. That on Tuesday they've got Atletico Madrid. Champions League will want to be a very big objective, not because Champions League is the Champions League, but because I think Inter can win it. Because I think they're as good. They can win it. They can lift it if they play concentrated. So they definitely want to be ready for the Atletico Madrid fight. Inter fans will also say the same for us, because next Thursday we've got Feyenoord. But we've obviously got 2 more days than them, because they play on a Tuesday, we play on a Thursday. So that could change a few things. But yeah, I mean, that's all I can say about them. In terms of the team they've built, I said at the start, it's an intelligent team. You know, it's not like Man City, who's the best team in England because of the money they have, and they just buy whoever they want. Inter, or the Manchester City of the Serie A, yes, but they've done their smart signings. You know, they don't have the power to do what Manchester City does. They've built a team around some very interesting signings. Acerbi from Lazio. Let's not forget, Acerbi was a scrap at Lazio and now is an unbelievable defender. They bought Sommer in goal, who was a free agent this summer. Thuram, who was a free agent this summer. They bought Mkhitaryan, who was a scrap free agent from us. Di Marco, who played for Parma. It's a team which has been built with a very intelligent sporting director, with a sporting director which knows what he's doing, and that's the consequences. That's the results of when you have an interesting, smart backing plan behind ownership. But speaking about us, I mean, look. Oh my god. Why is it not coming out? What the hell? Anyways. Right. Speaking about us. I have to be honest with you. I don't see us winning. But I'm going to be optimistic and say we're going to draw this game. I've said it. I have said it. If we win this game, I will be the happiest man on earth. But I also think sometimes we need to avoid overhyping ourselves and the fact that we're coming from 3 consecutive wins and get back to the realistic side of things, which is I'm playing against the best team in Italy. So yeah, okay, I've been great in the past 2 weeks, but now I'm playing it. Now comes the real test. And all of this overhype, in my opinion, can ruin us. So I'm not going to say we're going to win, but I'm not going to say we're going to lose. I think this game is going to end 1-1. I see a draw. A bit because of Inter's Champions League game on Tuesday. A bit because De Rossi, we're playing at home. A lot of our team is back. The only player missing and who's not going to get a call-up is Tammy. Azmoun is going to get a call-up, eliminated from the Asian Cup. Spinazzola is going to get a call-up. Smalling is going to get a call-up. Confidence back in the team. I think we can pull something from it. This doesn't mean that we can't win this game. I am just saying I don't think we're going to win this game. But we should be playing for a win. We need to try and be brave and believe in what we're doing. Yes, they are better. But we, and when I say we, I mean the players, they should take their chances because football is weird. Football is a very weird sport. And you got to take your chances. Even if you're not the favourites, you need to be ready to take your chances. Because you never know. Inter might wake up that day with zero energies. Inter might wake up that day not even concentrating for the Roma game. And you will never know if you don't take your chances. Which is the thing that I regret about Mourinho. In these big games, we never took chances. We always played for draws. And it's the to be honest with you, we never won them. Because the players never took the chances to attack. One thing which I will say, we should not be playing like we've played against Cagliari. And you're probably going, well, you're contradicting yourself because you just said that you don't want to play like Mourinho used to play these big games. And yes, but I also don't want to play against Inter with such a high defense and such a high line against Inter because realistically, if we're gonna play with a high defense line, just like we did against Cagliari, against Inter, we're probably gonna concede 4 goals because Inter have got quality, Cagliari don't. So yes, I want to see offensive football, but there also needs to be a limit because we are playing against the top 3 most powerful team in Europe, and we shouldn't be playing 100% offensive football like Cagliari because if they hit us on a counter-attack, we will concede a goal. So there always needs to be a balance. But this balance wasn't there when Jose was our manager because we always outlifted the balance playing only defensive football, which is why we never scored in these games. And it's the reason why we never played and won these games. I hope that something changes. I hope that the players change. And I also hope that the reaction of the players change if we were to lose this game. Look. Predicted 11. Let's unveil this because it's the same predicted 11 as the last game. Rui Patricio in goal, Angelino, Mancini, Llorente and Korsdorp. Can Smalling start this game? I don't think he will. He'll be on the bench, but I don't think he'll start. He's been out for 5 months. He will definitely need a slow restart. The interesting question with Smalling is, will he be booed? Will he be booed on Saturday? I think he will. I'm not going to boo him because, as I said yesterday, we can boo him, but we will never know the real story of Smalling. So I'm not going to be a fraud booing him based on what the media has depicted. Whenever I will know the real story, then I can make my overall judgment. But I'm not going to boo Smalling. But I am convinced that the majority of the stadium is going to boo Smalling, and most probably Renato Sanchez on Saturday as well. Yeah. So that's my defense. Smalling won't be back. Look, that's not a strong defense. That was a strong defense against Cagliari because Cagliari were terrible in attack. But that defense against Inter is a weak defense. That defense with Angelino and Korsdorp were great at attacking but not very good at defending. And with Llorente in defense is not a balanced defense. It's not a good defense to be facing Thuram, Lautaro Martinez, Çalhanoğlu and Barella against. But that's what we have. Maybe Huijsen, but I just feel like we played that Lazio game, bit more pressure, and he conceded that penalty. I think Huijsen as of now needs to start little games, not big games, and maybe start him in big games towards the end of the season. But yeah, that's my defense. 3 in the midfield: Paredes, Cristante, and Bove. Pellegrini, Dybala behind Romelu Lukaku. The only change from the Cagliari lineup is no El Shaarawy, but Bove in. Number one, why I'm doing this is exactly because of balance. Because if we do start without Bove, we will be less balanced. And I always say this when we play against Inter, but if you want to win against Inter, you need to be strong enough to compete against their midfield. Because nowadays, football games are won in the midfield. And the only way to try and compress Çalhanoğlu, Barella, and Mkhitaryan, best midfielder in the league, you need a solid midfield. And Bove will fight. Bove will guarantee that fighting spirit. And the second reason why I want to start Bove and not El Shaarawy is because I am not a fan of not starting Bove anymore. I agree. He's a new manager, emerging manager. Of course, at the start of his managerial career, he's going to base some of his decisions on favoritism. That's completely normal. He knows El Shaarawy. They've played together. They've knocked Messi's Barcelona out of the Champions League together. But I don't like this trend of not starting Bove from the first minute. If there is one player in this team that deserves to be starting from the first minute, it's Bove. So he didn't start against Cagliari, and I would be a bit pissed if he doesn't start against Inter, because he's the one who deserves it the most out of all. And to be honest with you, he always guarantees good performances. He always puts up a fight. And out of that midfield, he's the only one who could try and contrast Barella and his aggression, because he's got very similar characteristics to Barella. So that's my midfield choice. Pellegrini, obviously, living a great moment. Nothing against him as of now. And Dybala, who I'm expecting, lights are on Dybala. He needs a good performance today. He needs it. He needs it because everybody is, not everybody, but the majority of outstanding players are good enough and scoring goals against low middle teams. What distinguishes a world-class player from an average player is the impact in these big games. And that's something that Dybala hasn't really done much. So I'm expecting a vibrant performance from him. And then Lukaku up front. This time around, there won't be an entire stadium using whistles against him, but definitely the sense of rivalry amongst Inter players will be there. This sense of he betrayed us. Let's win and get 3 points in front of him and celebrate in front of him. It will definitely be there. It will definitely be there. And Lukaku the other thing with Lukaku, similar to Dybala, is he ghosts these big games. He isn't really, he's not really contributing to these big games. That's a key. And again, I think it's early to judge because under De Rossi, we've never seen them play a big game. So maybe the way De Rossi approaches these big games might also change the way these two big players play. But yeah, again, I think we're going to draw this game. I think we are. And I would be very happy with a draw. I think a point out of this game would be golden. I would sign on a piece of paper for a draw. I'd rather get an entertaining draw, 2-2, than a 0-0. But I would be very happy with a draw. I would. Inter are unbeatable right now. If we win, if we win, I'm going to go partying on Saturday night after I publish the vlog. Not early kickoff, but yeah, it's a nice kickoff. 6 p.m, back in time to publish the vlog. And then if we win, I'm back going. I'm back out, because if we win against Inter, it deserves a party. So that's definitely it. But again, I want to take my chances. Fans, let's believe. Let's be present at the stadium. Everybody there. Full stadium. Let's push the lads. Let's push De Rossi in his first big game debut. I'm very curious to see how we react, how we play. I'm very, 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 very curious. But yeah, as always, let's read a few comments and then I will end the stream. What are your thoughts? 2 days before, what are our thoughts on this game? Are we confident? Do we think we're going to lose? And all of that. Di Marco is disgustingly good, says Victor. Yaskamal Singh, Simola from Canada. Thank you, mate. Love it. I always said it. Mancini needs to be converted to CDM, says Victor. Forza Roma, says Luigi. A lot of people from Canada, by the way. We had a comment about Canada yesterday. So I'm glad that there's a big Roma community in Canada. I would love to go to Canada one day. I've said this yesterday. Acerbi was always decent though. I agree. He wasn't a bad defender, but he was a scrap at Lazio because he fell out with the fans. So the fact that the best team in Italy got him and implemented him into their starting lineup is interesting. 2-0 would be nice. 2-0 would be a dream, mate. It would not be nice. It would be a dream. As great as Inter has been, the oak tree loan is the elephant in the room. If they default on that loan, they may become insolvent. I have no idea what that means, mate, but I appreciate the comment. Always knew Deco was a fairly solid centre-back, but watching AFCON, man, my value for him has skyrocketed. Who's winning AFCON, by the way? Nigeria or Ivory Coast? Who's everybody supporting? Let me know quickly before I end the stream. Nigeria or Ivory Coast? I would play Bove for his energy and Hoysen for his ability to bring the ball out from the back, says Saint in the City. Roma fan from Somalia. Interesting. They're going to destroy us 2-0 like last year. We can play well, but they are in another level. I agree. I can't disagree. They are better than us. But as I said, I want to take my chance. Poker face. What's Lady Gaga's song again? Poker face. No, it's definitely not. The rhythm isn't that. But yeah, we should play this game with a poker face. It's a poker game. We never know how Inter turns up. We might be better than them on Saturday. And the only way we'll know is if we take our chances. Roma can also advantage of the fact that the Inter players will be prepared to run over their own mothers to stop him from scoring. That should mean more space for other attackers. I think El Shaarawy not giving impact in De Rossi's tactics. Bove will give a better impact. Hello, Teddy. Welcome to the stream. This is your home. Olympico win is a must. If Musto coach, maybe I agree. Draw is our maximum. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on Jose again. You know how much I love him, but with Jose, we would have never won this game. We could have played this game 10 games, and we would have lost all 10. I mean, it's okay to lose against Inter, but I'd like to see some fighting spirit, unlike we've seen at San Siro. Fully agree. Because also, if you put a fighting spirit, you've got a higher chance of getting something from the game. If you just sit back, it's probability, lads. If we don't attack, we won't score. It's probability. It's not me being confident. It's maths. The less chances you have, the less chances of you getting some points. So I'm expecting some offensive spirit too. Ivory Coast, because of Ndika, says from California, says I never chop. Renato Sanchez to get some playing time for sure, says Victor. From Vancouver, right, a lot of Canada members. I'm liking this. Right, I'm going to catch you tomorrow. De Rossi's press conference tomorrow morning at 10:30. So tomorrow evening I will be there to cover it. Again, don't forget to hit the like target of this video is 70 likes. It's a big game. You're strong. Your support is strong, and I know that you can smash 70 likes. So please do hit the like. As always, subscribe to the channel. I am ready for this one. I cannot wait. If we get battered, life is life. No pain, no gain. But again, as I've said for a millionth time, I want to play my game. I want to take my chances. I want to enjoy Saturday, and hopefully we can steal and put Juventus back in the title race. Yeah, talk to you soon. Simo, out.